You know, I saw that part right there, and I thought, how the fuck is this person supposed to work with this?
Yeah, I know.
Even he's looking like, God damn, I really didn't think this through. I better watch whose girl I'm hollering at. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. Everybody, before we start the review, need to let you know that this video has been approved and sponsored by AMC Shudder. Go over to shudder.com. That's SHUDDER.com. Why? Because they have all the horror that you need. They also have all these categories of horror right here: supernatural, killers, creature features, psychological thrillers, exclusives and originals, international because you love horror so much that you need it from all over the world. Also, documentaries, comedy, crime and mystery, revenge, sci-fi, cult, shorts. Oh, of course, slow down, stop. That's too much. Well, that's too bad because I got more. You like to keep it classy. Well, you don't get any classier than the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock. And if you look over here, you have exactly that with the Alfred Hitchcock collection. That's Rear Window right there, one of my favorites. In addition to all that stuff I just told you about, they also make exclusive series. They do an exclusive series on one of my favorite horror movies of all time, which is Creepshow. And they're on their second season right now.
People like horror. People like being scared.
You have to try it.
You can afford $5.99 per month or $56.99 per year. That's nothing. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. I just don't have time. Yes, you do. Stop lying to me. Because you can take Shudder anywhere with you at any time. I got a list of devices right here that you can take Shudder around with you: iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, Xbox One, Amazon Fire TV, Google Chromecast, Roku, Android devices. You're not getting away with this, especially with what I'm about to tell you right now, which is you can get Shudder 30 days for free. Look at you. You ain't going nowhere. Just quit playing. Go ahead and get it. How can you get the 30 days for free, though? Well, first of all, go over to shudder.com. That's SHUDDER.com. And then type in our promo code. Double Toasted. It's right here. Once again, that is SHUDDER.com, shudder.com, and type in our promo code. Double Toasted. Once again, I want to thank AMC Shudder for sponsoring and approving this video. And I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Well, we have come a long way from 1992. You know why that's a significant year?
Why is that significant?
That's when Mortal Kombat hit the scene and drove these people crazy.
Was it 92? Oh, the game.
Johnny Cage wins.
Well, that red pixel paint right there freaked people the fuck out. Don't even look nowhere near like real blood at all.
No.
That blood, that was already getting people a little upset, but you knocking, as far as people concerned back in the day, you knocking real heads off of real bodies, those graphics look too good. But back in the day, those look like real people. That's because they were. Of course, they weren't really killing them, but no, they drove these people crazy, man. And it's funny because I'm going to tell you in a little bit. Yeah, it freaked people the fuck out. Now you, Martin, because back in the day, you walk in the arcade, you were young, hip. Hey, man, I'm with it. Yeah, baby. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Flawless victory fatality.
Fatality. That's what got people, those fatalities.
I love how he pulled his heart out very casually. Like, you don't mind if I take
this?
Yeah,
he was very nice about it. You won't be needing that anymore right there. Just take this before you hit the ground.
While you're wobbling, I'm just going to relieve you of this, make it easier for you.
Hard to believe that drove people crazy because that shit is a Disney Channel movie compared to what we got today.
I had no idea it had progressed to this level till Carlos showed me.
Yo, it got crazy. And those people aren't even dead yet. Those are not the fatalities.
They aren't?
No. That's the tenderizer. That's the prep.
Oh.
What they're doing is they actually is very polite. They're nice enough to get them ready.
Okay.
For when they really mess their ass up. Oh no, that's foreplay.
Okay.
Before they really get down. Yeah, man.
I guess it goes to that. Oh, when I get done, you're gonna beg me to kill you.
Yeah. You know, all these years, while governments, especially our government, parent groups, and a few other groups out there, they've been trying to censor these games, the developers out there, they've been like, you know what? Cool. Call us if you need something. We'll be here. We'll be right over here finding new and creative ways to kill people. Mm-hmm. It's at a point where just kind of like, okay, this is silly now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes past like, oh, it's so shocking to now it's just funny.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that for this game, known for, since it was first introduced, known for its trademark violence, which has just progressively gotten more over the top with every game. You know, it managed to, you know, the game managed to successfully expand without the violence that it was famous for.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament.
3 strangers.
That was PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I think there was hardly any blood in it.
Right.
At the time, it had really cool action scenes, and
Yeah.
you know, people got the shit beat out of them, but you know.
Yeah, but not bloody.
No. It was so popular and was hitting the mainstream so hard despite all the people hating the game, boycotting the game, trying to censor the game. As more people tried to censor the game, the more it got put out in front of kids. Mm-hmm. To the point where they even had, at one time, they had a Mortal Kombat cartoon for kids.
Much has changed since the last Mortal Kombat. Don't
Yeah, people teaching kids valuable lessons like how to beat the shit out of each other. Man,
What to do if you happen to get called to defend the Earth?
Yeah. Or if somebody's picking on you, just get a bunch of your boys together and just fatality there.
Just get the friend of yours that can shoot lightning from his fingers.
Help if has another friend who can rip somebody's heart out. Where you get this from? Mortal Kombat? Nah, man, this was actually pretty innocent. It was they
Sure.
made this for children, right? Mortal Kombat. If you want to go mainstream with Mortal Kombat, keep those fatalities out of there. Keep that crazy shit out of there. And if you do put all that stuff in there, keep it to pixels and keep it to certain amounts of animation.
I will win this tournament.
That is Scorpion's Revenge.
Is that the animated one that came out last year?
Yeah.
Or was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as you know, whatever you do not apply that extreme level of violence. Do not apply that to real bodies because people can't handle that level of violence in live action. Shit, people, and no bullshit, man. People got PTSD from just working on the game.
Really?
Yeah, people need therapy because they had to like research how bodies break and all. Yeah, because they had those X-ray views and
right.
Yeah, people had to get help.
Yeah,
it's like people went to war making this game. But the world is a much different place now. The world is a much crueler and more violent place.
Sure, we've been through pandemics and riots and
and
snowpocalypses.
The world is a much more violent, crazy, racist, and just insane place now. And that's when Warner Brothers said, we think you're ready. If not now, when?
If not us, who?
Exactly. We get Mortal Kombat in all its violent glory. All the fatalities, all of the rims being ripped out, guts spilling all over the place, all the blood.
Cracked bones.
Cracked bone, all of that stuff, you know, just destroying the human body is so much fun.
Sure.
We are ready now. But that alone, violence and action alone, as we know, does not make a good movie. At least for some people. People say,
Speak for yourself.
people are like, but what about the story?
you people might want to go sit down somewhere.
People are like, you know, I'm in here for the drama. People, let's go ahead and see if you get that along with all of the other stuff that the fans hear that they're going to get from this movie. Mortal Kombat 2021.
First learned about this 7 years ago.
I honestly don't know how he thought that was going to go.
Yeah, even when it happened, even when it happened, he's a little like, damn, I fucked up. He's like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I know. I should have known. If I had taken 2 seconds to think this out.
Oh, yeah. If he can freeze bullets, he can freeze my fucking arms and tear them off.
And it's sad.
Superhuman ability.
Well, it's sad because in every scene prior to that, you look at how much he worked on those arms.
Oh, I know.
Those arms were huge.
He's like, fuck, I just got back from the gym. No, he ain't worried about the pain. He's like, no, not my biceps.
Yeah, not my arms. Hey, look, take my dick or my head or something, but not my arms.
Take my hands. I can still work out with hooks. Please, no, not my arms. No. Fuck! You know, I saw that part right there, and I thought, how the fuck is this person supposed to work with this?
Yeah, I know.
Even he's looking like, God damn, I really didn't think this through. I better watch whose girl I'm hollering at. Better watch who I talk shit to at the bar. Fuck you, son. Oh, shit, you got 4 arms, okay.
Get over here!
Tell you, watching this on the big screen, I can say this, that it did show. You can tell that this was done with respect to the people who really love the game. You know, and I appreciate that they took a lot of this seriously, as much as you can with this right here. As much as you can about a story about people from another realm coming to
The fate of the world being decided by a karate tournament.
Yeah, one tournament held every century or something, and for some reason Earth is really important to them and they want to take the shit over. Why? No, they don't really say. But I guess it's on the menu or something.
Sure.
Whatever.
It's on the to-do list.
Yeah, but they this is a video game story, so look, it ain't the most fleshed out story. It's not the most thought out story. I mean, they give you just enough background to make you concerned about your character a little bit before he gets his arms and spine ripped out. But you're still going to have to show this to people who are not probably fans of the game. You know, what they want is a good action movie or a good comic book movie. But on the other hand, you do have to absolutely please those fans who love the games. And with that, there is a balance that you have to do, and there's a balance that can be achieved by that. There's a balance that you can find between the casuals, the people who don't know the game, and the people who are hardcore fans of the game. Unfortunately, that balance is not here in this movie.
Okay.
Look, with these games, there's a lot of crazy. Some people might even say stupid shit that you got to put in there, and there's a lot of characters. And I would almost say that I wouldn't even say that it's because of anything with the story that this is probably failing, because I tell you, when I say balance, this has none of that balance at all. In fact, this thing fell on his ass at one point.
Well, because it's like, oh, am I being a serious movie about fighting and death, or am I a comedy? Wait. So here's some more plates. Okay. The fans want it to be like the video game. Oh wait, here's people who don't know anything, but they're spending their money too. So I gotta kind of ground it in reality, and I can't spend all these plates. I can't keep doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy shit to just put into one movie. Now, with that said, I think the fans of the game will be very happy with what they get, but don't even try to tell a coherent story here. Anytime a movie starts out with an ancient prophecy foretells, from that moment on, I'm like, I'm out.
I know. Anytime a movie starts with words on the screen, that's almost a paragraph explaining what's happened, what you need to know before it starts. I'm like, I feel like Star Wars pulled it off.
Yeah.
But ever since then, no one has.
Anytime you come, I think there might even been a voice, an ancient prophecy foretell. Anytime you foretelling prophecies of the ancient kind, I said we in for some bland shit. Mm-hmm. Anytime you got to start it with, you might as well start it out in a world. It's the most what's one of the most cliche lines in movies? An ancient prophecy.
Yeah.
Anytime you got
in a world where blah 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 ...
Anytime you got samurais or old Asian people, they always got a prophecy that's foretelling something, and it's the oldest shit out there, man. And then they get into the whole story, and this is, I gotta tell you, it's from the game, so I can't blame it for that. But they get into this whole thing about other realms and dimensions that are in a battle for Earth. Why they want Earth? Earth sucks. Why the fuck you want Earth?
Yeah,
there's a lot of the planets you could take,
and our champions are lame.
Shit, have you seen the condition of the planet? There's some bargain bin shit. I know this is in the game, but it sounded so much better when I had a controller in my hand. Mm-hmm. Watching it and waiting for a movie, I'm like, and it's the same with all the other movies, I get it. So look, ain't nothing different here. Ain't nothing different except that it's almost like this movie, it had a higher budget, it had more production. It's probably the best that Mortal Kombat has ever looked, and yet they went out their way to make less sense than the movies that came before.
Yeah, that's what baffled me, because listen, I'm not while I'm not a big fan of the games, like I kind of get it. I'm not a hater on them. And that Mortal Kombat movie, the original one that everybody says, well, that's the best video game movie. I'm like, come on, y'all. There's got to be better than that. And to watch this is to go, this has more money, and it's got a character who I liked in it. But other than that, I prefer that 1995 movie to this one.
I'm gonna tell you something. The thing that really, because I'm not against the story. I'm not asking for.
No.
I'm not asking for anything deep all the time. I'm not asking for anything that's always an Academy Award winning script. I want fun just as much as anybody else. But the thing that helps me accept the more outlandish parts of a story are the characters. If Marvel didn't have the relatable characters and relatable storylines that they had in there, if you really sat back and thought about it, that should be stupid as fuck.
Oh no, that's the whole time watching this. I'm thinking to myself, okay, pull back from yourself. While you're not one of the fans of this, think about somebody coming into a superhero movie, especially a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And how they don't know any of this, they don't have an attachment. Would this seem silly to them? But watching this Mortal Kombat, I was like, yeah, but I got to praise Marvel, especially MCU, even more, in that they understand that, but they go out of their way to make their characters relatable, to put them in a real world context where even the casual viewer can go, all right, I see what's happening here. I have a relationship with this character.
Yeah.
Even outside of the MCU, the original X-Men and Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies did that. They say, hey, here's how this relates so you can come in on it. And watching this, I was like, man, these characters are they're nobody.
The only character that I was invested in was an asshole.
Yeah.
Kano. People, when you go, they don't even call this Mortal Kombat. Call this the Kano show.
Right.
Call this Kano the motion picture.
I mean, it starts in a way with the first fight where I was like, hey, this is cool. You know what? It was almost like when I saw Man of Steel. Within the first 20 minutes, I was like, this might be the best Superman movie ever released. And then right after that, went, no, I am not. And I'm like, okay. And this movie did the same thing. The only thing keeping it going was Kano.
Josh Lawson is the actor that plays Kano, and that guy is great. Now, look, maybe you talk about relatable. Maybe it's because I'm an asshole,
No, man, it's not just you.
And I can relate to Kano more than anything else.
Kano was the only person making jokes about what was going on and calling bullshit on things.
Listen, all these other characters in here serious as fuck. All of them talking that wise shit and looking so serious. Or all of them talking tough.
Yeah.
All people mean mugging each other are saying the same villainous thing. They got a guy who, what's his name that looks like the robot? Because I don't play Mortal Kombat as much as I haven't played Mortal Kombat in years. Anyway, they got a guy who comes in. He's talking like he's from Brooklyn. Hey,
Yeah, he's got that Boston accent. I was like, what is this? What movie we still in?
Hey, I tell you what, let me find that Kano guy. Hey. Kano was the one that was was talking about the things that was on everybody's mind. Mm-hmm. He was the one that was out there speaking like a real person.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you something because I'm gonna show you a clip of Kano in a minute to show you what I'm talking about. But let me just say this before, because what they did was they said, well, they have the character of Cole. Who's that actor that plays Cole?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like they said
Louis Tan. Okay, so we created a new character. Cole is not a character in the game. But they said, well, then people said, well, why would you do that? Don't you think these fans are going to go crazy? Well, we believe that outside of these larger-than-life characters, we need an avatar for the average audience. We need Cole to walk us through this world. And I'm like, if you mean sleepwalking, then yeah. Cole is the most boring motherfucker.
Cole has no personality whatsoever. We are introduced to Cole losing a fight that he was winning. The way he had that fight down and then suddenly lost, I honestly thought, oh, he gets paid to throw fights. And then after
he sucks.
He sucks. And then he has no personality from that point afterwards. I was like, aren't we supposed to have Johnny Cage in here? Because Johnny Cage is usually like, that's my guy. And like, okay, you not only don't have Johnny Cage, you got the worst person to replace him possible.
Cole cool with me. I ain't got nothing against
He's
Cole.
He's got a family.
Cole got a family. Cole got a kid. I feel for Cole. He sucks.
He sucks.
I'm just telling you, I don't want to go get a drink with Cole.
No.
I don't want to hang with Cole. And I sure as hell don't want Cole walking me through fucking Mortal Kombat.
And despite the fact that Cole is an MMA fighter, I don't want to get into a fight with him as my backup guy. Because he's just going to get both of our asses kicked.
I'm not talking about the actor, Louis Tan. I'm talking about the character. I'll fight him. I'll go in there. He's the first MMA fighter looked at it's like, you know what, maybe I got a chance.
Right.
Kano's an asshole. But instead of Cole, I would follow Kano all over the world.
Go have a night in Thailand of just hanging out and drinking and going to different bars with Kano. Waking up probably in a different country, it'd be worth it.
I would risk my freedom and my life.
Yeah.
If you put Cole, a nice, friendly family man, next to Kano, a fucking thug, fugitive, murderer, backstabber, I'd be like, in a minute, fuck you, Cole. Let's go, Kano. What we doing, man? Hey, I know you might kill me at the end of the night, but shit, it's gonna be fun.
Frame me for murder, but
I can either die by him stabbing me in the back, or I can die from boredom. Right? Well, what am I gonna do? But Kano, man, our Kano type should have been the avatar for the people.
Yeah.
Kano should have been the character. Our Kano type character should have been the person that you follow. You know. Like I said, man, this guy, he gives the most humor. He seems the most down to earth. He seems the most human out of everybody. And whenever he's on the screen, and fortunately he's in the movie a lot, they just let him steal the show. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's the Kano movie. Yeah. They just let him have it.
Yeah, it's almost like he was written for a smaller part, but he was just so good, they just let him take it.
He pretty much pushes characters out the way and steals the movie for him. And spends the majority of his time talking shit and getting his ass whooped. Every time.
And still talking shit.
But you loved it.
Yeah, put a shirt on, Magic Mike.
He had a nickname.
He's like Tony Stark with that.
Yeah, I tell you what, You could beat his ass, but he'd always have some shit to. You would never stop him shit talking. You would never defeat that. People gave up because they just got tired of hearing this shit. He just talked your ass to death. Shit talked your ass to death. That character is a lot of fun. I had fun with the movie watching him. It was so much fun watching him, man. The movie works better as fan service, is what it comes down to.
Because 50% of it is fan service.
Yeah.
Like even when there's a quiet moment, they go like, hey, yell something out that's fan service. Finish him.
Yeah.
Fatality. Flawless victory.
Yep.
We were just eating at a diner, so...
People eating fries.
Kano wins.
Yeah. There's one fry left. Finish it. Man, goddamn.
Can you stop?
I'm eating, please.
Yeah, but the fans though.
But listen, it works better as fan service. All the gore, all the fatalities, all the limb ripping, it's all there if that's what you're looking for. I think that this is a movie that starts out like a lot of movies do. Origin stories are better than the second film. Movies start out with a great introduction and then they just kind of fizzle out. This is a movie where at the beginning, I think it was so much better than where it ended. I think it opens up with a lot of promise, man.
It does.
Yeah, it tries to. As crazy as the story is, I can see moments where they try to add some substance to this, and they do. They pay respect to the lore, the mythology, and they try to tell it in a way that will appeal to the average moviegoer and the fans of the film. That's where I felt like it that balance that I mentioned that it did not have earlier in the movie. I'm about to do a fatality on this goddamn cat. You wanna let that cat out, man? Yeah, pick her ass up. Flawless victory. Oh no, put her outside. Yeah, cause she'll be at that door. Catch her.
I'm gonna shoot the fucker.
With the little bit that I know about the game. Because like I said, I'm not an expert at this game. Don't know a whole lot about the mythology, the lore, the stories, the backgrounds of the characters. But I do know a little bit from what little I played from back in the day and what I see people playing and talking about it here on this show. So they paid attention to small details like the way that Sub-Zero is Chinese and the way that Scorpion, or before he's Scorpion, the way that he's Japanese and the way they had their standoff with each other.
See right real.
He's like, I understand your words, but we understand whooping each other's ass.
Yeah.
That's the only funny thing about this. They got all this Asian hate out there, and they got these Asians hating each other. Maybe,
that's always been going on.
yeah, maybe they should have had a hugality. Something going on. But you know what? If they weren't going against each other, because I will say that there are cool fight scenes in here. You wouldn't have cool fight scenes like this. This is one. This is where we have, the one that people really want to see: Sub-Zero and Scorpion going after each other. He's like, God damn. He look like he's mad. That's it. I'm gonna whoop your ass now. Motherfucker. Throw me through goddamn ice. I'm gonna get your ass now. He crying, got a little ice drop to come out. You bitch. You did, motherfucker. And that's later on in the movie. But, the thing is, that movie started out the way that those two characters and their history started out. We got the origin and everything. That was really cool, man. The movie looked great.
Yeah.
This is... The way this starts out, it looks like a Japanese or an Asian epic. It looks great. The characters are deep.
I was excited by this point.
Yeah. It starts to buckle under the weight and give way to all the fan service that they're giving this. And it's cool in some parts. The game, they even got it to where they even got the wobble with some characters before they pull the fatality on them. That pair of characters up there drunk and fucked up, and before they put the finishing move, they got everything that you want as far as what you see in the game. You got it here. It just sucks that the way it started out with so much promise and looking so good. And the movie does look good all the way through. The money is definitely there. But I wish that had maintained throughout the film for, people like me who, when I saw the story and thought it was going somewhere, wow, we get that.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
No, we ain't going nowhere. Did you get what you wanted? Yeah, but I'm going to get more of that, though. Didn't promise you that.
It's just that in order to give you that fan service, they got to get to it and make room for it and shuffle things around. It's almost like they got to force it in at some points to where they just start making shit up.
Yeah.
Don't make any sense the stuff they're doing sometimes. Your boy Jax is up in here, man. You want to know how he got his arms? Fuck you. You're not gonna find
Right?
out. I'm still trying to figure out.
No, at one point they're doing acupuncture on him to heal his stumps, and next thing you know, he's got little metal baby arms.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much for people. I won't tell too much because I know some details in there, but I would tell you this much.
But his big arms, the way that comes up on, he gets his arms because of reasons. That's why.
People, you know how he got his arms? Because Michael Bay directed those arms. That's why. By the time he got Transformers on there.
Yes.
And they make just about as much sense as a Transformers movie. I don't care what kind of explanation you give me. Just give me some explanation. Try to do with some humor or some make it make sense in this world somehow. Don't just leave me hanging to where it's like, oh, well, there you go. People get their powers in the movie in lazy ways. They explain them, but it's really lazy.
It's really late. It's almost like they explain it, like they give them the powers, and then after the fact go like, oh yeah. Well, it's because of this. That's how.
Yeah, it's really lazy the way they explain because, well, these people have to have their moves. They have to have their special powers from the game. So they rush into it. They just put it in there quickly. Liu Kang. I like the guy that plays Liu Kang in this. I think his name is.
I ain't insulting any of the actors.
No, I know you're not.
I have no
you're not.
problem with any of the actors. If anybody's like, how's Makad? Makad was fine. It's just he can't rewrite the script.
Makad is Makad in the movie. You know, he's one of the guys who doesn't have a whole lot of lines, and he when he does, he's one of the guys that talks tough. He does have some really cool lines though when he's doing finishing moves or he's talking trash to somebody. So he's not bad. He's actually good. I didn't even mind the guy that played Lindy Lou, or I didn't mind the character. It's just that the character's not.
Lindy Lou?
Oh, let me see here. What's his name? I'm talking to him like he's got in the Grinch or something. Lindy Lou who? Ludi and the Blowfish. Ludi Lynn. Or Luddy Lynn. Pretty than a motherfucker, ain't he? But
he is right there.
But he posing for us. If you can beat me, you can get this ass. I'm sorry. Nah, his name is Luddy Lou. And I think I don't even have a problem with the characters. They just don't give the characters enough to do. You know, he's one of those that just talks and fortune cookie.
Yeah, and part of me wants to say, well, they just had too many characters to juggle. But they had fewer than they did in the last two Mortal Kombat movies we saw.
Well, now that they can do, the problem is now that they can do all the fatalities, and now that they can do all the gore, and now they can do all the special moves and powers, that's what they made sure to make room for in a movie that is just a little over an hour and a half. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I did not hate this, man, because I know it's what people are thinking, because it sounds like I'm being very down on the movie. The way I look at it is that if I can watch Godzilla versus Kong, this right here, when you really think about it, oh, we got to see that big fuck you punch right there. I'm sorry, I had to stop, because I was going to keep talking, but I was looking at this. When you really think about it, the nonsensical stuff that's in Mortal Kombat is not that much worse than what they do, at least for me, in Kong or Godzilla versus Kong. Now, why do I look at that and don't talk about it that much? Well, I said that's one of the worst scripts I've seen this year. But why did I like it? Because I'm a fan of Godzilla and King Kong. I'm a fan of those silly 60s movies that they did with Kong and with Godzilla and with Kong at a certain point. And so I was able to come in as a fan and appreciate those elements that I recognized, that appealed to me, enjoyed it. So the only reason why I think that Mortal Kombat was not up there higher for me, because the game does have a certain amount of nostalgia for me. I've always wanted to see a Mortal Kombat movie that actually went in. It was true to the game with all the violence and fatalities and whatnot. The reason why that didn't appeal to me, this movie, I think, as much as Godzilla versus Kong, is because, well, first of all, it's a big-ass gorilla and a lizard fighting each other. And those are the main characters. There's not as many characters.
Right. I mean, if you just say that, oh, there's a big gorilla and lizard fighting each other, everybody's going to stop what they're doing and run to go see that.
Yeah. It was more spectacle. I think it looked better on the big screen if you want to see it that way. They want to take it to, THX or whatever?
IMAX
or whatever. Yeah, THX is saying IMAX. They were going to take it to IMAX. So I think that there's just a lot going on here. It's too much. And because it's too much, it just makes it even more nonsensical than Kong. I think the explanations they tried to give in Godzilla versus Kong, they were dumb, but they were a better attempt at what they do here, mainly because at least they gave an attempt most of the time. Shit, a lot of times they don't tell you shit.
No.
I think this would have worked. I talked about this with one of our editors, a guy named James who does editing for us, and he had a brilliant idea. I want to give him credit for this because I talked to him about this and I said, yeah, this would work, but they ain't going to spend that money on that. This is one of the few times I say, take the Marvel approach. There's so many characters in this movie. If you can, and they won't because they ain't got the money for it, but I thought it would have been cool you had Scorpion get his movie like they did with Scorpion's Revenge in the animated movie. Have Sub-Zero get his own movie. Have Liu Kang get his own movie. Have Jax and Sonya get their own movie. And then all these other characters rather can be filled out when they all get together for the big tournament for like the 4th or 5th film. That way you can flesh all this out a little bit more. Some of this stuff, you can explain things better.
That's asking a lot from a casual audience.
If they make it cool though. And if they tease it right, like I said, Iron Man was a D-list character. And they made it cool, and he launched the universe.
But Iron Man had 30 years of comic book history and lore to pull from for stories.
Yeah, but I would say that you have this lore that people have been more invested in over the years because they've gotten deeper with it with the latest games. There's so much, and people even saying, Chris was telling me like, hey, Mortal Kombat 11, which is the latest game, that has actually a pretty good story in it. But you can't put. God damn! Shit. You and I had to stop like fuck.
Oh, maybe they should have just adapted that.
Yeah. If you make something cool and tease it right, I think they could have. It's not gonna happen. So you know what I'm saying. I just thought that would have been a good approach because it's just not enough for them to do it. When you play the game, you play those characters throughout the whole game, and you get story with them. So
Sure.
So there's a lot to go there. You're not able to do it in an hour and a half, and so it doesn't work. But I tell you, man, I'm gonna stop. Let Martin take it because like I said, man, I think if you're a fan, you're gonna be very pleased with this. I think you'll be very happy. For other people going in there, for other reasons, action fans might be cool. But if you're somebody who loves to go in there and take apart stories and say, "I didn't make sense, that's stupid," this is gonna make you mad.
The only bright spot in the middle, because in the middle, it really started to drag. I was that's when I first started getting bored, and that's when the only thing keeping it going was Kano, and even Jax for a little bit. But there comes a point when that's not enough. If you love the game, you love the gore. This is the goriest of the Mortal Kombat movies, and probably the biggest disappointment is that this is all talk about. Oh man, when we get to this tournament, and you look and check your watch, you're like, wait, you ain't getting to a tournament this movie. Shit, this is a prequel.
Yeah, they got 4 more films planned.
Oh man, yeah, that was, and also, like I said, from just looking at the previous movie and especially the Scorpion's Revenge, I was all about, man, Johnny Cage. When's he coming? And I only realized, no Johnny Cage. I was like, wow, this kind of disappointed me on just so many levels.
I tell you, Kano is this movie's Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
that's so if you're just looking for a character that talks shit like Johnny Cage, you got it. It's just not Johnny Cage. Now you got 4 more movies coming up, or at least 4 films total. So you might be getting Johnny Cage at some point.
Oh, you know what? There's some good things about it. The effect with Goro is certainly better than it was back in the day.
Sure was.
Yeah, that was good CGI. And like I said, the first 20 minutes in Kano, and yet despite all that, I found myself when we get to the big climax, completely bored and could not care less. And that really pushed me over into giving it some old bullshit.
I can't in good faith go in and talk about this movie too bad when I've seen dumb films and been a fan and been like, well, if you're a fan, then you'll understand it. I can't do that shit. I did that with Kong and Godzilla. I can't do that. And there are some, the first half of the movie where we got most of Kano, I really enjoyed. Every time he came in, I laughed hard. The action was cool. Too bad it's just a terrible script. and a half-ass attempt at. Oh, and I thought it was directed well as far as a first-time director goes. Forgot the director.
Oh, is it a first-time director?
Yeah, because it looks good. The movie looks good.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's and
I think the pacing's bad.
yeah, and well, the pacing's bad and it's just stupid. Y'all know you took some shit out of here and it didn't make any sense, or you didn't even try to put in anything to explain half this stuff. That Jack stuff, I'm sorry. I'm just like, the fuck out of here with that. This motherfucker coming out with these big ass arms. You ain't give me no explanation for that at all. Here's an arm and a hand for you too. Fuck you.
Yeah, shoved his arm up your ass.
Yeah, man, I give it a high rental.
Oh, high rental.
Yeah, I give it a high rental. Yeah, it's not, I don't. Yeah,
because even you bringing up King Kong versus Godzilla, for all its stupidness and not the a good script, I gotta say I was still interested in like, yeah, but what's the next fight gonna be, and how's this next part gonna turn out? And I didn't have that.
I was kind of like that, but that was all. I was like, wow, well, I can't wait till Kano comes back. Well, that's kind of interesting that they brought that there. That's an Easter egg. They're showing characters that are not in the movie, but they're hinting at them. I like the fight scene, so for whatever it's worth, if I'm bored, well, let me wait for the next fight scene. So, yeah, I did not hate this at all, man. I think for people watching this on HBO Max, if you have HBO Max and this is on there,
oh sure,
and you're watching it, this is fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. You'll have fun with it, man. It's a weak ass. It's that near the end of the third act. It is fucking weak, man.
It's there with that Nicolas Cage with jujitsu.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it with that. Nah.
It's got a bigger budget, but
no, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna Nicolas Cage the movie.
Nicolas Cage versus Jack's arms. Which one made more sense?
Oh fuck, you got a point there. Yeah. At least they explained Nicolas Cage's crazy ass. He explained while I'm crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but high rental for me. Some old bullshit for Martin. There we go.